Carlos and Dave Anime Rave. Retrospective.
Spoilers and offensive content to come.
Indeed. We are going to do a retrospective of an old show on
I
television.
will bitch slap you into tomorrow if you continue that.
And that television show went by the name of Fooly Cooly. Despite the pronunciation, it was spelled FLCL.
What is this?
I don't know.
Stop it. You're allowed to do stuff like that on Chaika and Chaika.
I do it whenever I like. I do it whenever the mood finds me. Part Romanian, part Italian, not even sure.
Anyway, with the announcement that Fooly Cooly is about to get not 1, but 2 seasons.
2 more seasons.
Of additional content. And is a direct sequel.
We thought we should probably...
Is kind of funny. We haven't watched this show for probably a good decade and a half.
I read the manga, but I forgot to reread it in preparation for this. So for episodes 3 and 4, I guess I'll have read it. So, what do you remember about the show? I remember a lot of imagery and symbolism and cool cinematography by a bunch of people who no longer work at Gainax but went on to make Trigger. Yeah, which explains a lot, actually. It does.
I mean, this show, the first time I watched it with you, I didn't really appreciate what it was. I didn't get it. I didn't like it. I liked the music. But that was about it for this show. On my second viewing, I was dying laughing because everything just clicked. And I still like the music in this show. It's just batshit crazy, and I hope for a sequel they bring back. I forget which group it was that did this.
I know it's a different director and animation team for these 2 new seasons. The director is the same director who did Psycho Pass.
Which we still have to check out the first.
Yeah, I have not seen Psycho Pass. Yeah. Perhaps we shall.
No, I mean, I hope they bring back the band who did a lot of the music for the show.
Just bring back the guy who does all the Metalocalypse voices.
That would be awesome.
Fully. Yes. 2 guitars. He like with the guitars.
Yeah, I remember him pulling a lot of things out of his head.
Yes, the weird growth on his forehead because... Oh, yeah, spoilers. Because Nauta... Because Nauta, is that his name? Is actually Adamsk, which the main girl, whose name I completely forget, is looking for. And when he reveals that he's really Adamsk, he's flying dual-wielding guitars and shit, like...
And the girl who likes him, which has the robot, which is eating everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
There's a lot of stuff to this one that is only now coming back, so this is going to be a fun romp.
Alright, let's go down memory lane in this Fooly Cooly retrospective. We should mention we are watching the dub. If that bothers you...
Suck it.
If that bothers you... Go watch the sub and just leave us alone.
Pretty much. I never watched the sub. I don't care to watch the sub. I remember the dub, and I remember it was okay back in the days of 4x3 resolution.
Well, maybe we'll hear the dub today and we'll think it's garbage, so you never know.
That's possible. Let's fire this sucker up and take a ride down memory lane.
I just said that. I literally just said that.
So?
I literally just said memory lane. We're doubling up on the tropes, and our audience has been complaining about you doing this.
No, they haven't.
Listen, shut the fuck up, okay? Trust me, our audience...
Well, now the audience has told
us
us
to shut up. The silent majority
yes.
has said, God, I hate that Dave asshole.
Oh, we're being told to shut up in Portuguese.
Yeah, that's because of you. They're like, oh, this is how I'll get to Dave, by speaking a language that he doesn't understand.
And therefore
English.
Doesn't give a care. No. Here we go.
Here, the pinky finger is the key.
Was this the original dub?
Yes.
Because this kind of sucks.
I'm fine with it.
Dave, you are the worst. You hate sub-elitists, but you're exactly the same for dubs. Dubs can be the worst in the world, and you're like, oh, I like it. That's what you're doing right now.
Based on less than a minute of...
So far, Big Lip Girl, whose name I don't remember at all, is awful.
Not saying she isn't.
Is wretchedly awful. One of the worst voices I've ever heard. No, yes, Did you not hear her when she was fumbling the bat?
Doesn't look like a normal bump.
Yeah, you know now, you can and should go to the hospital if it doesn't look like a normal bump. In fact, that's the criteria for, this dub's not good, man. This dub is it's not stellar.
What do I do in school?
I'm not arguing that.
We can finish the first episode, but was it this way before?
This is the
Did
original
we see
dub.
some kind of enhanced thing that is just
Come on.
all memories are so... Why is human memory so fucking fallible?
Did you hear?
Yeah, I
the
mean,
Vespa woman. Vespa?
Back when we first watched this was
She has a
funny.
guitar.
And a
I bet
clueless
you it
apple pie?
wasn't.
Not exactly.
We were just
Some
stupid.
girl in the other class had her super spicy curry bread stolen.
That new building in town looks like a giant iron, and is obviously releasing some kind of gas into the town. And second, yeah, it's Mamimi, who's the girl who I guess is his older brother's girlfriend, who for some reason just fawns over him now because she'll overflow if she doesn't. There's some weird metaphors going on in Fooly Cooly.
So what happened
I think I'm just remembering something completely different from the show.
No, this is about correct.
I mean, the crazy imagery and everything else, and how crazy
A pimple?
pink-haired chick is.
Future
Yeah, sure.
You're not
but-
hiding something, are you?
It's not just the voice actors; it's the lines as well.
My issue with the dub is that anytime they have to yell or show surprise, they're not. And that's a problem. Except for Mamimi, who's just awful all the way. Except, ironically, the one scene that played at them talking about their roles. That, she was just fine in the one line she said there. Regardless, yeah, so he's got the bump under his head, and we know from having watched this that a bunch of like a robot comes out and they fight evil monsters and shit with it, and it may or may not have something to do with mass hysteria and delusion being visited on the town by the giant iron-shaped building. It's just really weird.
It's my special.
So what's your thought generally when shows kind of show images from a manga to kind of convey the eccentricness of certain scenes?
Haruko, pleasure.
I know there are some shows that show only manga images as previews for the upcoming anime, which is garbage, but how do you feel about this Trigger-esque thing, where it seems like it's just lazy to cop out on the animation, but it's in fact done with a very clear purpose?
High school girl.
We've had examples actually on the anime rave where it's been garbage.
Like,
World Trigger.
Really, Mamimi?
that was in the preview, and that was in our continuing ongoing coverage of the fall 2014 anime season.
It's over.
Which at the moment is just audio podcasts.
Yeah. I'm okay with it from a stylistic point, as long as it's not just lazy insert here so we don't have to animate something.
This is the one thing about Fooly Cooly I was dreading. Because I remember liking the show, but thinking it was a tad overrated, and now I'm starting to realize why. It's because,
I know he's doing it.
yeah, as I remember, it's this big metaphor for coming of age and for sex to a degree and whatnot.
No, really?
But yeah, really. But it's also really, really, really full of itself. Like, it's okay to be self-aware, but when you're so self-aware that you're just trying to put yourself over all the time, like a bad wrestling audience, it kind of ruins the allure a little bit. Like, when you're so self-aware that you're basically just winking to the audience all the time, I don't jive with that. I don't jive with that. And that's something Fooly Cooly does poorly, I think. It does that a lot.
I'm still remembering a bunch of it, so... I didn't... That whole scene went on a little bit longer than I'd like, but...
So, let's upgrade the dub from awful to mixed bag,
Yeah.
with Mamimi being just awful, period. And everyone else being okay to passable.
Pretty much.
We can still watch the dub because it's definitely what we remember, and I mean, People won't see this on the anime rave. Just to make sure we weren't crazy, we saw a little snippet of it in Japanese, and we're like, yeah, it sounds better, but I mean, this show's bizarre enough anyway, so who cares?
And here's...
But we're gonna miss all the themes!
No, we're really not.
Alpha nerds. Already yelling.
Why do you propagate this whole alpha thing? You
why,
call everybody out for this.
Why do you not understand that it's an insult?
It's a stupid insult.
It's not a stupid insult. Since the whole alpha male thing is a big myth, nerds who believe in it are obviously detestable human beings, so I call them alpha nerds.
I'm actually wondering... Okay, the high school chick...
We have got to get some names going here. This is getting bad.
We're not even half an episode in.
When you say high school chick, are you talking about his classmate, or are you talking about
classmate?
Okay, I don't remember her damn name, and they didn't mention it yet. I'll forgive you that one.
I mean, her voice acting is poor, but I actually wonder in her case whether it was on purpose or not.
Wait, hang on. Are you talking about his classmate or his older brother's girlfriend?
Older brother's girlfriend.
Okay, so the thing you said you were talking about earlier is completely not who you were talking about earlier. Okay, so yeah, she has a name. It's Mamimi. Which one, is classmate or the other one? It's classmate. I'm throwing my hands up at you, Dave.
That's okay.
The Fooly Coolies have obviously invaded your brain.
That's the way it is.
So it would appear.
Fucking beatnik dad! It's like beatnik dads are the friggin' worst. Hey son, we're just jiving cool, yeah dog? She wanted the day old bread, man. I fucking hate you.
I actually like the guy who voices his dad.
Fucking beatnik girls! The whole town's full of beatniks.
I actually don't remember...
Yo man, hard bread, day-old erasers, stale corn cobs, next care boxes, old iPhones, you know that old shiznit. Shut the fuck up!
Again, I think it was a stylistic choice for how she's voicing the character.
Dave, really? You're still on this?
Yes.
Where's my Mimi?
Trigger, you say? I can't see the similarities.
Anyway, the Band-Aid came off.
Fucking beatnik monitor head
It's
robots?
gone.
Just living in my fucking bakery?
Hey, they're working.
He's all like, beep boop beep, and he doesn't talk, he's a monitor head.
You call that bread?
I take it back, he's not a beatnik, he's an idiot.
Why did he suddenly downgrade?
No, social engineering with a robot, it's all symbolism. No, that's some grade A imbecillery right there. His dad's a freaking moron.
Yesterday.
He deserves a little free.
Still less Jesus symbolism than Batman vs. Superman.
God, Batman v Superman was terrible.
Both, I expect that after freaking Man of Steel. It from Superman. They even had Batman doing the symbolism a bit.
It's religious allegories and somber.
I can see him. He's really high school.
Damn it, stupid iron building! Stop venting so loudly. I'm trying to sort over my complex feelings for my Mimi.
I seem to remember the building later on actually lifts up and tries to iron the world.
I don't think that happened. Then again... Okay, that was the first time she let out an actual, like, at least half-hearted scream. Okay, good work, my Mimi. Fucking beatnik evil robots with extendo hands, always smoking marijuana and extending their robot hands out? Is that what I was gonna say?
Well, you did.
Alright, that was the first two episodes of Fooly Cooley. Give us our introduction to this very bizarre world of sexual innuendos and coming-of-age metaphors and giant robo-cannons that turn into cannons after swallowing up little boys and then poo the little boys out. And beatniks. Beatniks everywhere.
I've been waiting for that fight theme to pop up. I just forgot whether it was episode 2 or 3 where it first popped up.
3 is the one where Nino Mori is kind of our main focus, and the one where they take various, let's say, license with how they should present a young girl in an anime. But that will be for next time. So, let's see what I remember about this show. Naoto, whatever, his older brother he admired him and he went off to America, had an American girlfriend, and obviously he's a big dickweed and didn't fucking tell Mamimi, who can't voice act to save her life, about this American girlfriend. Mamimi is obviously some kind of fucking psychopath who can't function in normal society, gets bullied. That doesn't make her psycho, that makes her just kind of mentally ill. And obviously has delusions. Well, we do know that Haruko is part of the Space Patrol, and we know she's after Adamsk, although we have not heard the name Adamsk yet. We will soon enough. And we start to learn that this town is a real weird fucking place, and this giant iron-shaped building is doing weird shit to people. We actually meet a few of the characters who are actually in that damn building, like some of the higher-ups in that building, but we meet them rather late. Mm-hmm. As I recall, only episode 4 is any real kind of time that we actually meet these characters. So
I don't know so much about the town being weird as much as just our main cast being weird. Because, yeah, there's arsons happening, but all the weird shit is centered around our main cast of characters.
So it's kind of like Gravity Falls. Same deal. Weird place, but even weirder around the people who are investigating it all, or drawn in beyond their will, like...
Yeah, but at least in Gravity Falls, I mean, you knew things were happening to other people in the town, and they were kind of just ignoring it, because that was how their lives were. Here, we get no indication of that.
Still, though, first episodes of Fooly Cooly, what do you think after seeing it all this time?
I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
You're right. Like,
the dub is mediocre.
The dub is mediocre, even though I do think that her voice direction was like that on purpose.
Mamimi's, I don't
because I recognize the voice actor.
This has got, if it's on purpose, it is the worst call ever made by a human being. I will say that, yeah, I guess it's not awful. Maybe I was too hasty at the beginning, but it's not good either.
No, it's not.
Like, I'm enjoying it as part of this retrospective, just because I remember the 90s, the awkward 90s, and watching anime with you, and you always got the dubs, so I mean, this is kind of how I remember it, but from way back when, and obviously, I don't know if we're gonna watch Fooly Cooly when it in subs as soon as it's subtitled, or if you're gonna want to wait for the dub or whatnot. I'm good either way, honestly. But yeah, Fooly Cooly. It's I remember at the time I kind of had a hate on for it because it was by Gainax and they just came off of Ava, which I thought ended very poorly, let's say. But I mean,
funny thing is I mean, you and I for Ava, I mean, we thought it was okay to start off with, got really shitty, all of a sudden got good, went shitty again, and you and I both thought the ending of the TV series was a positive one.
Well, I thought the show started okay, got really good, got super good, and then kind of just shut it all down. I thought it only started getting good around the middle. I don't think it was good from the beginning. I think the first 10 episodes of that show are just kind of throwaway. But I mean, no, like the ending of the TV show was okay enough.
Yeah,
especially in context compared to End of Evangelion. The worst like one of the worst anime movies I've ever seen. And I've seen Char's Counterattack, which is probably worse. just barely.
It's not Toto, okay? Really?
But I mean,
That
that's
was
Evo.
Buster.
That's Ava,
Would've just
I should
turned
say.
into
We should be
another
talking about Fooly
existing
Cooly.
Yeah.
death-defying motor.
So we know the titular Fooly Cooly means various different things. Like Naoto's father, worthless beatnik dad, used it to talk about sex. Who do you think, whose father's more worthless, Naoto's or Madoka's? A stupid question, it's Madoka's.
Oh,
Now-
shove it!
Now,
The only thing you hate Madoka's dad is for the freaking cherry tomato.
yeah, and
bird.
for being a useless piece of shit. Now, as for Fooly Cooly, though, we also heard Mamimi chanting it in the field while wearing candles on her head and lighting candles all around, and this girl is going to murder someone.
Those weren't candles, those were cigarettes and two
she's gonna
lighters.
Like, he's gonna murder. So, like
Nah.
this is a, like, even after the series ends and everything's back to quote-unquote normal, like, get some surveillance on this girl, because she is going to lure someone into her basement, and then there's going to be a lot of blood.
I'm pretty sure it's not someone. I'm pretty sure the target is defined on her, and she's not gonna kill him. She might tie him up and rape him, but I don't think she's the murderer.
Why are you mentioning shit like this on this respectable program we run here?
Right. Uh-huh.
So I wonder about you sometimes, Dave.
No, you don't.
You have been sitting here, a giant horn has been growing out of your head uncontrollably for the last 10 minutes, and it appears to be a giant robot that just wants to get away from you as fast as possible. He's literally on his television screen, he's being like, get me the fuck away from this asshole. I'll pay you, Carlos.
I mean, it's weird that after all these years, they're going to do a sequel to this. And to choose Fooly Cooly of all things to do a sequel on is just kind of...
Well, I guess Toonami also put a bunch of money into this too, into the sequel, that is, so.
Which makes you wonder if they're going to tone down the sexual symbolism.
They might. It's Toonami, which means they'll get a decent enough English voice cast. So, I mean... Yeah, we'll see. There are other shows I would have rather have seen a sequel to. But it still gives me hope that we'll see a sequel to things that don't have sequels. A Fooly Cooly Season 2 and 3 gives me hope that we'll see a sequel to the new Thundercats series, which got cancelled after its first season. Or to Green Lantern, the animated series. Or to Justice League Unlimited. Or even the original Ruby Spears Zelda cartoon. The most underrated Zelda property that all the fanboys and Nintendo themselves hate. There was a Season 2 planned that never got made. I would love to see it.
Yeah, well...
Dave, final thoughts on Fooly Cooly, without using the letter E.
It was okay.
Good.
Your response? No A.
Definitely...
Eh.
Yeah, you don't know how to spell. Definitely
Keep going.
enjoyed.
I should have put a word count.
I was gonna say enjoyable, then I'm like, A. See, I picked the correct vowel. I picked the most used vowel in the English language. You picked, like, the second most used.
Hey!
You should have told me to say it without using the Batman symbol. I would have been really fucked. I'd been like, I really thought it was Batman symbol. Shit!
Anyway, we're out.
CarlosandDaveAtMeRave.com is your home on the web for Adamisk and his twin guitars.